This is the Pencil Sharpener Design Project for Engineering Design Communication. Group members John, Kenneth, Taylor, Rakan, and Amid. In this project, we had to create this pencil sharpener over here to your right side. This pencil sharpener is the ACTO Ranger 1031 wall mount manual pencil sharpener. In this project in PowerPoint, you will see how we assembled the moving parts. Altogether, there were 11 parts. You will see the fully assembled, how everything came to be, and you will also see the exploding view. And then last but not least, you will see the bills of material, which explains what each part is made out of. Okay, this are the parts, the 11 parts. First, we have the slot, which rotates. The first thing that we did, we created the big circle, which is 53 inches in dimension, and then we extruded it, we completed it. The next thing we did, we created 9 circles, going 360 around in a very specific order. This circle being the first one, to basically help with the directions of the circle and where they will be placed from the middle. We have circles 5 being the lowest up to 12, and then on this back plane, back here on the back of the circle, we created a plane and we created another circle the same dimension. Diameter, I'm sorry, the diameter, not dimension, 53 diameters. And then we created another circle and we extruded it. From there, we created some small holes, rectangles around, I think 4 to be exact, all 9 inches apart. Then we have the next part, which is the screw. In this, we created the first circle, which was 5 diameters, and then we extruded it, and then we united this big circle, which was 10 diameters. From this point to this point, we did basically a edge. I think it was only 1 inch longer, to basically put an edge of how I think about how this part was in the first slide. We wanted everything to be exact, all the parts to be exact, which is going to help connect the third piece, which is the lever, I believe. This is the third piece. This is the lever. In this piece, we created the rectangle first. The rectangle being 9 long, and then we went in and created a circle, which is 5 diameters. Then we created, we finished this in on this side plane of the rectangle. We wanted a rectangle going up. We wanted the rectangle going up. So we drew on this plane, and then it was 3 by 9, I believe. And then we created so symmetric, so we just created one on the other side, and then we drew this long rectangle right here, long as in is 43 inches long, and it's 4 inches wide, the smaller rectangle. So this is 4 by 43, and this is 4 by 3, the smaller rectangle. And the big rectangle is 19 by 4. And then the diameter of the circle is 5. The next piece we have is the front and the middle of the pencil sharpener. The first thing we did, we used a profile basically to get the shape, and then we created arches. From there we extruded it. We used extrusion, and then we went back and created 2 smaller circles, one being 20, the other being 5 through all. And then we went on the top here and created a rectangle. This part was already created from a rectangle, but then we went on and created it from another plane, on another plane. On another plane, which was 9 wide. And then right here, I don't know if you can see, I wish we could zoom in. It was another rectangle under here that was 12, basically to help it lift. And then we went around the edges, as you can see, and smoothed them out. This one right here, the radius being 26, this one being 93, and this one being 21. And on these edges right here, when we smoothed them out too, they were 25. Now we have the back. This is the back. So this is the middle, the front and the middle was 4A. This is 4B. This is the back of the pencil sharpener. We created, as you see in the last one, we did a profile. We created arches. We extruded it. This is the back of it. So we created this hole in the middle, a circle in the middle. The circle should be the same as the last diameter to fit. And then what I was saying earlier, the spaces in between were 9 inches, and there was 4 of them going around the circle. And as you've seen previously, the edges that were smoothed out, the radius being 21, 93. This height being extruded is 3 by 3. And how wide it is extruded is 5 by 2. The next piece that we have is the wall mount. So this is 4A and 4B. Now this is the wall mount. We created a rectangle at the bottom. We then from there we created another rectangle in it and extruded it up. In this we had to create basically shave off some of it. So create a profile to where it had to be exact to match it. And then on the back, we created a circle and then extruded it. Next, you will see the screw. We created a circle. From this circle, we extruded it down, 20 to be exact. And then from there, on the top, we created 2 rectangles to make a plus sign and extruded it down a little. And then we use one of the extrusion tools to make it look like a screw. And then very sharp at the end. The circle is 4 in diameter. How wide this from this side to this side is 3. From this to this is 1. The next moving part. The next moving part is the latch. In this, we created a profile to match it exactly. We created arches, trimmed the lines to make it a hole, extruded it. In it, we created smaller circles, this one diameter being 3. And then the first circle is 5, and then the smaller circle inside that circle is 4. The edges of the arches are 7, and this one down here is 4. And then how long this piece or latch is 61. The next piece you see, this is part 8. This is the handle piece. So this is attached to the latch. The big circle is 9. That's where we started off. We extruded it forward. By extruding this forward on this plane right here, we created a bigger circle, which was 10. And then we extruded it. On this plane right here, we created another circle, which was 3. And then extruded it. From this place to this place, it's 3. From this place to this place 4. From this place to this place is 3. And how long this piece to this piece is 20. Piece number 9, part number 9. The first thing we did, we created a rectangle. Rectangle is 38. And then we extruded it up. From there, we created another rectangle in the middle, and we made it through all. On this side right here, we created a plane and created a circle. The circle is 20. Then we created 2 smaller circles, and the diameters are 12. I think what you just seen. On this one, we did the same thing too. We created the 2 circles on top, one being 14, and another on top of there being 10 on this side, but it you can't see it. And then right here, we did another profile. We created 2 circles, which are 4. How tall this piece is right here is 35 inches long. This circle right here is 14, and then the smaller circle inside is 13. And then from here to here is 20 wide, if I'm not mistaken. How thick it is, this piece all together, and the circles going through all. Last but not least, this is the last and final part. This is not the blade holder. This piece is the blade. So number 9 was the blade holder. This is the actual blade. We created a circle diameter being 12, extruding it forward. On the edges, we went back to sharpen them up some. The radius been 24. On this plane, we created a circle, 3 of the diameter, extruded it, and then this extrusion is 7. Here we created another circle on this plane, the end plane of this circle, and it was 4, and we extruded it 1 inch. This plane from this plane is 36 inches long, and those are all the parts of the pencil sharpener. And the next slide, this will be the exploding view. Right here, we have the handle, latch that was mentioned. We use profile to draw it, extrude it. The next piece we have goes on the back of the pencil sharpener. This is the back, the rectangular piece that we extruded up and connected to the back of this. Then we use the circles on the inside and edges to create those rifts inside the circle. Next thing we have the blades, the 2 blades that were created. Next we have the blade holder, which holds the blades. I was talking about that rectangular piece, and then the circles on the side, and then the profile, we drew the circle in the middle, and it being 20 inches wide and thick. And then we have the back piece of this middle portion right here, the circle in the middle. All the squares and rectangles you see in the side were 9 inches wide. Then we have the middle and the front of the pencil sharpener. And then we have the very front, 9 circles going across, starting at 5 to 12 with the circles and their diameters 360. And then we have this piece that's going to hold everything together, and then the screw that holds it together as well. These are the screws to help the pencil sharpener go into the wall. Now that you've seen the exploding view, last but not least, this is how it looks put all together. All the pieces, every last one of them, where they went, and how it came together. We have the front, very front, the circles, 9 circles, then the second part, and then the middle, the back, the screws we see went down here that we seen at the bottom, holding it together. Next we will talk about the assembly process. The constraints that were applied was touch aligned, as you can see over here. The orientation for geometry of this constraint was primarily in first center and axis, and touch as well for the constraints that we use. We use 14 in total. Eight that were visible. Next, we have the exploded view. In the video, you've seen all the pieces and what they did. 10 or 11 parts, the screw, holding it together, the very front, the handle, the latch, the back of it, and then the exploded view, and then it all coming together. Every piece in its specific location. The bill of materials. In the bill of materials, we have 11 items. We have the handle. We have the handle piece, the part that connects the handle, the screw, the back, the front and the middle, the lever, the nails, the blade holder, the actual blade that goes in the holder, and then the rotating pencil slot, and then the wall mount. We see that everything was used once, but the screws, there were 4 screws, and then the blades, there were 2 blades, and you see it all right here in the bill of materials. I hope you enjoyed this PowerPoint as much as we enjoyed and had a blast creating it. Once again, we did the pencil sharpener design project. Group members John, Kenneth, Taylor, Rakan, and Amid. Thank you so much for reviewing this project, and I hope you enjoyed it.